My name is Sarah. Welcome to the It's a Sarah podcast. Today it is Thursday, June 15, 2023. 2023, yeah, that's correct, Sarah. That's correct. You're doing fine. This is episode 87. I love to knit, I love to crochet, and I love to talk. So that's the perfect combination for making this podcast. I love talking about my knitting and crochet so much that I make podcast episodes twice a week. And I do that in... I do that? That's Dutch. Ik doe dat. In Dutch we say, ik doe dat. I do that. Maybe it's correct English too. I'm not sure. I do that in English and Dutch. So be sure you pick the right episode. I'm coming to you from the Netherlands, so excuse my Dutchy English. Today I'm filming on a Thursday because on Friday, when my podcast is coming online, I'm doing something very fun and nice. Although I hope it will be fun and nice. It's not crafty related. I will do some knitting because there is some travel time, and travel time is knitting time or crochet time. But I think I will tell you more and share some footage in my episode from Monday. It will be very nice. I promise. But today I want to share one crafty adventure from this week, from the last days. Only one, so this will be a very short episode. But I didn't want to skip it because there was happening so much already. But before we start, I want to share what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my Little Secret Crop by Jessie Maed. I made several of these and I really love it. And the reason I wear this one today is because it is knitted in the same yarn as my new crafty adventure, my new work in progress. It's a cotton yarn, 100% cotton, and it's a bit of a worsted weight. I don't know the brand, Scanfil. I bought it when I was on holiday last summer, and it's a 100% cotton yarn. I love it. I really love the color and the look. Okay. Oh yeah, and I've really... this is so much fun. This was a hard jumping thing on my head right now. I always wear headbands because my bangs I want them to stay in place. I have curly hair and my bangs are straight, and that's not natural. I straighten them every morning because I don't want a curly bangs. It looks very weird on me. But I love this. This is my style. I feel comfortable in it, but to prevent, I don't know. To be sure my bangs are not staying right up when I am biking or whatever, I have the headband. And it's really, I wear headbands for years and years, more than 10 years, I guess. My headband it's become a part of me, yeah. And I love to wear knitted headbands, especially in winter. And I also have some summer versions because the warm woolly yarn is not nice to wear when on a hot summer day. So I also made a few with cotton or cotton mixes. But I don't know. They are not making me very happy. I think they are a bit too small, not wide enough, and also the color choice was not okay. I think I now know that I prefer darker colors for my headbands instead of light, brighter colors. So that's okay, but I was only wearing fabric headbands. I have two, and I was wearing those all the time, and I need some more because I love to alternate and I don't need a lot, but a little bit more choices. That would be fine. But I didn't feel the motivation to knit a headband, and then suddenly I had another idea. I had a great found. I found this. I googled it. This is a belt. In Dutch we say centuur. These are made, my knitting friend Jessica, she made me 2 hinterland dresses last winter, and I already owned a hinterland likely dress, it was not an official, but it was the same style. And when I bought it, it was a little bit too long, so I cut the bottom part. I shortened the dress, and with the leftover fabric, I made a belt, a centuur. In Dutch, a belt is a riem. And a riem is the thing, quite often a leather thing, but it can be all the materials with the little holes and the pin, and you do it in your trousers, in your jeans, or around your body. I don't know, but that's what we call a belt, een riem. And this is more a center. You wrap it around. But so I wrap it around, and I make a little. I tie it, a little strik, a little bow, I guess, and that was better for my figure. I felt nicer in it. But when I asked Jessica to make belts for me too, she said, I don't know if that will look nice on you. And I said, but I really want it. She said, okay. But she was right. When I was wearing my hinterland dresses all the time with sweaters or cardigans, so I don't need the belt. But now it's summer and I only wear the dress. I thought, oh, let me take the belt. And I was tying it around, I was wrapping it around my body. And I thought, no, it's not looking good. She was right, Jessica was right. So I have the belts, but I don't wear them. And I'm also decluttering all the time, always. I have a self-fulfilling system. I want to declutter and I want to bring stuff in my house. So I'm always busy. It's an ongoing process with no end, I'm afraid. And I was looking for a headband, and I was with these belts in my head, and suddenly I thought, can I wrap them around my head instead around my body? And it worked out pretty good. So it's the perfect length and the perfect size, and I wrap it around my head, and the perfect colors. It matches with my hinterland dresses, and black and brown. I love black and brown, and now it's perfect. So yeah. It was, maybe that's the reason why I shared. It was so refreshing to reuse something in a different way than it was meant to be. It was laying in my closet, and I was a bit I don't know what to do with it, and I want to get rid of it, but then you suddenly find another way you can use this, and then it's one of your favorite ways, and a hard jumping way, and that's so nice that it was already here. I was looking for it and it was in my house. So I think that's really fun and nice when you find some treasure, I guess, some treasure in your own stuff. Yeah, really. Okay, but let's go to the new cast on, the Remi camisole. I casted on a Remi camisole, a second one. It's the pattern by Caidree, and this one I made last summer in the same time of the year, also in June, I guess. And I really love this top. I did wear it a few episodes ago, so you can check that if you want. And I really want to make another one in black cotton. And it's a bit exciting because I don't have a really exciting life, and that's absolutely, I worked pretty hard to get my life not too exciting. I have a really calm and simple life, and that's what all I needed. It was not always that way, and now it is that way, but there's not much living on the edge. But I realized there is quite a lot knitting on the edge. Because to make my life exciting, I do some knitting on the edge. I don't swatch. Yeah, very exciting. And there was more. I can't remember what there was more. Yeah, but the not swatching was really exciting. There are other exciting things. I will come to them. I will talk you through this project. Because I cast it on, and the pattern suggests a provisional cast on. You can also do a regular cast on, and I think I did that. But this one, I'm sorry, I just had my porridge breakfast. And I feel I always do some fruit and nuts in my porridge, and now I think There was a leftover, and we don't want that when we are filming. I don't know if I already told, but it's quite early in the morning. Normally I film my podcast episodes later on the day, but I realized that this was the only moment that that I was alone in our living room, and it's still quite warm in the Netherlands. So upstairs in my knitting office is not an option. It's way too hot, and it's also, when you are thinking maybe my skin is looking a bit weird, I don't know. I noticed that when I checked my setting, if the phone was in the right position to that I was not filming this way. We have a blue sunscreen. I don't like blue. Blue is not my favorite color, but there's a lot of blue in my life. So maybe the blue color is want to tell me something. But the sun is shining through the blue sunscreen, and it gives a bit of a weird, cool light. And I didn't look pretty good in it, but it's okay. It's okay. It's about the knitting. It's about the knitting, not about the skin tone. Okay, but so the professional cast on, I wanted to try that, and I was looking for a tutorial. I did do the professional cast on, but not very often, so I needed a tutorial, and I found a tutorial from Think and Knits, but that was another way than I used to than I used before. The way I knew was you crochet a few chains, a few more than the stitches you need, and then you pick up the stitches with your knitting needle at the back of the crochet chain. That was a nice way, but I always, because I only did it once or twice, every time I need a tutorial to check in which part I need to pick up and all that kind of things, in which you have to do a little knot, a little tie in one of the ends, so you know which way you can unravel it, and I have to check it every time. But now I'm not home alone, but don't come in the living room. It's my time now. But now I saw this tutorial showed how you could crochet around your knitting needle. And you do that with other yarn than you use for your project, both ways. And then you crochet around your knitting needle, and then you can knit, and they are on your knitting needle. And because I didn't like the picking up, I really love this way. But there was also in the tutorial a little note. When you it works the best when you do a knit all or purl all. Those words don't go nice after each other. Purl all row for the unraveling. When you do knit to purl to, it also can. It's not impossible, but it's harder. And I did need a knit to purl to row, so I just thought, okay, let's do it. And it worked, but it was not the nice unraveling that I was used to. And also, when I did the pickup stitches, I unravel it and I transferred them to my needle. There was a little problem. And I don't know, maybe, I don't know if you can see it correctly. At this Remi camisole, I just picked up the stitches. And it's very nice. I love it. There is a seam inside, but I really love how the stitches look. Maybe you can also see what my problem is with the yarn. It's looking a bit, I don't know. Woolly yarns are getting prettier, but this one is not getting prettier. It's okay, but it's not getting prettier. This way, the pickup stitches, and I'm sorry if you can't see it because it's a black yarn, but the stitch columns are not under each other. One stitch is every time, but the other one is a little bit on the other side, and it's not nice and neat going over into each other. And that's my Little Miss Perfect doesn't like it. I want to give all the credits for the Little Miss Perfect to Jonna from the Knit Together with Kim and Jonna podcast, because she was talking about her little Miss Perfect, and I said I have a big Miss Perfect. Mine is not little. She's very big. But I really loved reading all your comments about the you recognize your own Miss Perfect in mine, but the credits are for Jonna. She has given whatever. Go away, little Miss Perfect, big Miss Perfect, go away. She's on my shoulder right now. Can you see it? Jonna gifted me the name for my problem. She's not always a problem. She now is. Go away. But my Miss Perfect didn't love that the stitches were not in nice and neat rows. And I really love such little details. So I thought, did I do something wrong, or is it this way? And my second one, I did the way I used before, just with the crochet chain and pick up the stitches. But I have the same problem with that. So I think, but maybe someone knows. I don't know really. I also not dived in all the information about the professional cast-ons, because I didn't want to. I didn't have the time, and I also was okay. Let's just knit. I just wanted to knit, but maybe someone can explain. Someone knows. Let me know, please, or maybe someone has a good advice or whatever. But I was doing it anyway, and I must say there's no seam. It's okay here. And when I will wear this, I don't think you will notice it, because the strands, where are you? Here, they will come together like this, and it's such a little detail that it's not, I don't have to worry about it. But it's just those little details when you have a neat, how do you say it? When I was knitting my Coran cardigan and I did a 3 needle bind off, and I could see the stitch columns transfer from one into each other, that's a hard jumping thing, especially with knitting. I don't have that really often with crochet, not the experience, but with knitting, when stitch columns are so fluent into each other. I really love that. But it's not happening here. It's okay. The main reason why I am knitting on the edge with this one is because Caidree, in her pattern, she's saying okay, be aware of your gauge, not only of your stitch gauge, but especially also of the row gauge. I have no idea how it is with my stitch gauge. I have no idea. I knitted this one on 3mm needles, and I love the fabric and the look, so that was okay, but my 3mm needle is busy. I don't know why there are no 3mm needle points in the Caidree sets. I have 2 Caidree sets, one with the bamboo needles and one with the interchangeables, and one with the metal ones, but there's not a 3mm needle. And every time in Dutch we say it's American and they don't have a 3mm needle, and I don't understand, because in America, all over the world, we use 3mm needles everywhere. It's not a Dutch thing, and we use it everywhere. So why has Caidree decided to not add it at the set? It's not an American thing. I don't get it. So maybe you know. But I only have one 3mm needle on a fixed cable, and that's busy knitting my skimming shawl. So one moment I thought, should I transfer those stitches to another needle? But I didn't want to. And then I thought, okay, let me knit on a 3.25 needle. But the fabric was too loose. I didn't like it. And then I thought, okay, let's try it on a 2.75, because I really wanted to knit with bamboo needle points. I don't own that set for such a long time, and I am a loose knitter, I'm a messy knitter, and I'm hoping that bamboo will solve that problem. But every time it's not working out, and I need my metal points because of the stitch gauge or whatever. So I really wanted to knit on bamboo needles, so I am doing that. And that's also knitting on the edge, because look what's happening. It's so exciting. Yeah, it's really exciting. Because the tiny needle and the thick yarn, and especially with the make one lefts and make one rights, especially with the make one left and right purlwise, you have to pull a little bit, and I have found a way to do it, and I think we will survive, but I'm not sure. So it's living on knitting on the edge. I have such an exciting life. I do have them too in metal needle points, so yeah, it will be okay. But yeah, I hope you will survive. I hope you will survive this knit. But I really love the stitch gauge, and I have no idea how my stitch gauge is. I really love the fabric, and this pattern, it makes me very happy. The increases, and the slipped stitch at the side. It's really fun to make. I have I always use a knitting book, a notebook. It's my crafting book. It's a little bit of a diary, but also I always print my patterns. I don't do it on the screen. I have way too much screen time already, so knitting is not with a screen. But I always make pages, and I don't want to give away something from the pattern, but this is my knitting administration. I check in the pattern how many rows and whatever I have to do, and then I note that in my knitting book. And how do you say it in English? When you in Dutch we say turven of afvinken. Every time I knitted a row, I put a stripe in the little circle I made for it. And because I am a knitter who begins over and over again, because I'm swatching on the way. In the beginning I do one stripe, and then I color the all around, and then I have to find other ways to show that it is my third time to don't mess my administration. But it really works pretty good, and yeah, I love it. Okay, this is my I think my 4th or 5th book. I always have the same one I buy in store, and there are maybe I will make a separate video about my knitting book. I told about it before, so but it's really it really deserves an own. Oh, here's my bamboo set. It really deserves an own page, an own episode, because it's it's so much fun. Yeah. Okay, I will do that later, but not today. Because I was a little bit worried about the provisional cast on, I did try the second time. It didn't make a difference, so I just knitted. And now I first knitted this part, and then you put it on hold, and then you knit that part, and I only have to do 2 rows, and then my first part is, I think it's supposed to be left, I don't know. Yeah, this one. So, and then I hope today I can finish this part, and when all the triangles are done, you can join them in the round, and then it's only straight ribbing knitting downstairs. And it's really fun. You don't have to do any thinking, just knitting. And I hope I will fix that. I will reach that point today, because I have quite some travel time. And when I reach that point and I have can knit on this project while I have quite some travel time, maybe I will wear it this Monday. That would be really fun. It's not necessary. I already had my deadline last week, but it would be fun, because it's quite hot still, and I could use the top. But my row gauge isn't correct, so I'm knitting a size 1 instead of 2, and this is also knitting on the edge, living on the edge with a knitting needle in your neck. I do have an exciting life. Don't hurt yourself with your knitting needles. I knit size 1 instead of size 2 because the yarn is thicker, and this is size 2, and it's okay, but the V neckline is a bit too deep. Maybe you saw my episode last week, I guess, last Friday, with the cleavage. I didn't want to, and had to film all over again. I don't know what will happen here. This is too long. It's longer than the pattern suggests. So I'm prepared of a deep cleavage. But now I know, oh, this is again. Watch out. I can wear a tank top under it and we will not have a problem. But I would love to have a little Remi camisole I can wear without a tank top, because a tank top is an extra layer, and when it's 30 degrees, Sarah doesn't need extra layers. Instead, Sarah wants as less layers as possible. But I'm doing fine. So, yeah, I think I told you everything about this Remi camisole. I really love the pattern. Last year I thought it was harder. So I think my knitting muscles, I have had so much fun about your bingo wings and all the other names for it. And but my knitting muscles, they have grown since last year, because now it's quite easy. And of course, it's logic that my knitting muscles did grow, because I spent so much exercising all year. But it's nice to notice. So I'm really having fun with this project. It's absolutely one I love to make. If you don't love the rib stitch, I do love the rib stitch. I'm a combination knitter. I think you call it like that. But if you don't love the rib stitch, but you do love the shape, Caidree also has the pattern the home camisole, and that's the same construction but then in stockinette, and it is you have to do an I-cord bind off afterwards. That's different with this one, but it's really also a nice and lovely pattern. I will definitely make once again. Okay, enough for today. I will start my morning routine and do my walk, and you will see this on Friday night when I am having fun on another place. And I will tell you all about it this Monday, so I hope you have a nice weekend with enough knitting or crochet time, and I will see you on Monday. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Oh, my slipper goes out. That was not a good way. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.